Welcome to the Jim Florentine Comedy Metal Midgets podcast on riotcast.com. The Gary from Florida podcast last week got a lot of very good feedback. The guy is fascinating. If you didn't listen to the podcast, you might want to check it out. He's very abrasive. He's gross. He's a fucking great guy. And he's finally a guy that... If you don't even agree with his views and just the way he fucking talks about sex and everything, I get it, but at least the guy's colorful. At least he speaks his mind. Where else do you hear anyone speaking their mind? Very rarely can people speak their mind, so I think people secretly like to listen to stuff like that. Like, wow, I wish I could say those things. I wish I had the balls to. But I can't afford it. I can't afford to lose my job. I just can't be like that, but I envy that. That's great. That Johnny Manziel guy that coming out of college, a football player with Johnny Football, that fucking stinks. Never calling him that. I'm going to root against him just because. And he didn't make up that name. The press did. It's Johnny Football. Just like with Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball. And I guess Ted Williams is Teddy Baseball. That's the worst. Johnny Football. He came out and he said, hey, because he's from Texas, he said, hey, if the Houston Texans don't draft me, the number one pick this year in the draft, and I go to a division rival, you're going to regret that for a long time. Then I'm going to come back twice a year and beat you. And people are like, well, that's fucking out of line. Why would he say that? That's being a dick. The guy's 20 years old, and he's speaking his mind. It's refreshing that somebody could say that, because you know he's thinking it. So you can't just say it all of a sudden. You're a dick. Well, anyway, Gary from Florida is a fucking legend. And let me give you an update. It was not ball wart. He's been taking walks lately. He's trying to lose a few pounds, and he's sweating. And it was a sweat fucking ingrown thing on his balls, basically. You're sweating too much. You're going to get some shit down there like a big zit because the friction. He lives in fucking South Florida. He's walking. So it was not ball wart. So that is the update on Gary from Florida. No ball wart. Upcoming comedy tour dates. Albany, New York, February 27th, the Comedy Works. Great club. I love going up there. It's a Thursday night, just doing one show, getting out of town. February 28th, a Friday night, Music Fest Cafe in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Haven't been in that area in a long time. Then the next night, March 1st, Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. It's about 30 minutes outside of Philly. That's where they filmed the original Blob movie, at that theater. So I'm fucking psyched. I love that movie. Then I'm in Long Island the next weekend. March 7th, Governor's in Levittown, Long Island. March 8th, McGuire's, Bohemia, Long Island. March 13th through 16th, Side Splitters, Tampa, Florida. March 20 through 23 to Funny Bone in Hartford, Manchester, Connecticut, Hartford, whatever. Then I do these shows with Don Jameson, Eddie Trunk, that metal show. We basically go out and do some comedy, some Q&A, some trivia. We have special guests come down. We do like a live show of that metal show. April 4th in Seattle at Studio 7. April 5th, Tonic Lounge, Portland, Oregon. And we're going to Mexico. I don't know if I have any Mexican listeners that listen to my podcast in Mexico, but coming to Mexico City, doing a place called Casino Life, April 12th. Puebla, Mexico. McCarthy's, April 11th. And April 26th, The Chance in Poughkeepsie, New York, me and Don Jameson, so doing stand-up. So check those dates out. I will be on the new, this Wednesday, Insane Clown Posse does a show. Insane Clown Posse Theater on Fuse, the Fuse Network. 10:30 or 11:30 on Wednesday nights. It's on Fuse. I'll be on this episode. They just make fun of videos. It's basically like Beavis and Butthead. We just look at videos and fucking crack jokes on them. And really cool guys. Really fucking funny, man. And Greg the Hammer Valentine, for you wrestling fans, is like the sidekick on the show. So that'll be coming up. It's pretty cool. Those guys are good dudes. If you have any suggestions for podcasts, any feedback, you can email me at comedymetalmidgets@gmail.com. I try to get back to everybody. It might take a little bit, but thank you. You guys gave me great suggestions for upcoming podcasts and everything. And also, working on different things. The words you can't say anymore, you guys gave me great suggestions on that. And this podcast this week is perfect because you guys have been helping me out for the last month or so. Awful Slang Words Part 3 will be the podcast this week. I always tell you, if you guys see some awful slang words out there, I will do a part 4 eventually too, because they'll just keep going on and on. Send them to comedymetalmidgets@gmail.com. If you see any awful slang words that annoy you and think that I would be aggravated by it, please send them over, because it definitely helps. Because it's weird, because I don't even live in that world, so I'm like, people send words, I'm like, somebody fucking says that? What? And I'll ask around, and my nephew who's 18, he's like, yeah, I hear people say that. And I'm like, ugh. Maybe I live in a fucking, I don't know. Maybe I live in my own little world that I don't know. Well, first of all, I would never hang out with these people that say these fucking slang words. But I don't even know. Like, where would you hear these? Like, who would? I guess I'm just not in those circles, and I'm glad, because the thing that bothers me the most about slang words is when people abbreviate. They shorten a word. That fucking drives me nuts. I don't like abbreviations. All right? That's just a fucking lazy. That's just for lazy people. Just say the whole word, okay? It's not going to take that much longer. It really isn't. You're not in a rush. You spend fucking 2 to 3 hours a day reading dumb Facebook posts and look at it. I didn't get a message back. I didn't get a like. Nobody posted on my fucking thing. You spend hours doing that shit, just wasting time, wasting your life away in that fucking garbage, and reading everybody's obituary on Facebook, because everybody's got drama and has to tell everybody, so everybody feels bad for them. You got plenty of time to read that shit all day. Then take a little extra time. Maybe stop reading as many posts and write and say the fucking word. The show I work on, That Metal Show, people always try to call it TMS, for short. So people call it, hey, who's guests on the new season of TMS? And I just play dumb. What? What is that? What do you mean? What is TMS? The show you work on. I go, I don't know. What show? What are you talking about? I don't know what TMS is. That Metal Show. Oh, That Metal Show? Yeah, this guy's going to be on. I will not answer to that. TMS. No, it's fucking That Metal Show. It takes me a half a second longer to say that. It's okay. It's all right if it took me a half a second longer. But that's where a lot of these fucking slang words come from. To abbreviate shit, that's for fucking young people. Embrace that you're getting old. You know what I mean? That it's a different generation. It's a younger generation uses that. Kids use it. They abbreviate shit. They try to be funny. They try to fit in. They want to be liked. They're insecure. They're going through a lot of changes. I get it, man. You want to fucking fit in. I did it too when I was a kid, whatever you could do. But as you get older, don't try to feel young by using the same slang words that your kids use or you hear that young people are using. Don't do that. All right? People in their 40s shouldn't go, I took a selfie. Oh, you're going to take another selfie? Don't say that. Don't fucking say that. That's for fucking kids. That's for 16-year-old girls. I took a selfie. I don't like it, but I get it. But when you're in the 40s, don't ever use that word. Don't fucking... I took a picture of myself last night. I sent it to my friend. That's all you got to say. Don't try to fucking... You're not young. We see the wrinkles on your face. You got fucking... You're working 2 jobs. You own a house. You got responsibilities. You got life insurance. You do grown-up things. You drink wine. You don't drink beer out of a can anymore. You don't hang out in fucking shitty, corner bars where a bunch of fucking old men just sit there and drink beer. You don't do that anymore. You go to nice restaurants. You want a nice dinner. You want all of that shit, okay? So you moved on. You're fucking... Your life is different now, so don't try to fucking relive those moments. If you want to go say selfie and do all that fucking shit that little kids do, then do the shit you did in the 20s. Then tell your wife, all right, you want to fucking you're 42 and you're still my friend sent me a selfie last night. She wants to. Okay, honey, you're 42. You want to act like you're fucking 18? We're going to eat at Taco Bell tonight. We're not making a dinner. You don't have to make dinner reservations at Taco Bell. That's what we're fucking eating. We're going to go to Quiznos. You got a problem with that? Remember we did that? Remember you liked that when you were 20? Remember? You loved Taco Bell. I could eat Taco Bell fucking 5 days a week. What happened? All of a sudden you can't? You want to say selfie, you're eating at fucking Taco Bell. We're going to go through the drive-thru and we'll sit in the parking lot and we'll eat our fucking tacos. Or we'll go inside and we'll get a table and we'll eat. That's what we're doing. Don't go halfway. Just embrace it. You're getting older. It's for fucking kids to use these abbreviations. When people use the word whatevs instead of whatever, because whatevs. Ugh. These abbreviations, whatevs. Instead of frozen yogurt, people go froyo. You want to get some froyo? When people are trying to, like, send somebody an email or text, yeah, dude, we're going to go, to this bar tonight. Let me know if you want to go, man. It's, I don't know, it's a couple towns over, and they send an email back. All right, send me the deets. Instead of details, they say deets, D-E-E-T-S. Send me the deets. Instead of saying miserable, people go, I was Ms., because they don't want to say the whole word. Instead of saying ridiculous, they go, that's ridic. People go, oh my, OMG, because they're using a text, oh my God, so they say it out loud, OMG. And for LOL, they go, lols. When they want to say it, when they want to actually say the word. And instead of a Bloody Mary, you want another bloody? And then for breakfast, could be the worst one. Instead of saying breakfast, they say brekkie. I had a little brekkie. All of them fucking stink. Whatevs. Froyo. Just give me the deets. I was Ms. last night. That's ridic. OMG. Lulz. Yeah, I'll take another bloody. Yeah, I think I had too much for brekkie. What the fuck? That's all I got to say to that. What the fuck? You want to go get some froyo? I'd rather throw you off a fucking cliff and go, yeah, that's what I did. The police come to the house. Hey, so what happened? Did she slip? Or did he slip? No. He said you want to go get some froyo, so I fucking heaved him off a fucking cliff. That's what I did. I'll throw you off a cliff. Hey, let's get a little froyo on the way home. You want to stop and get some froyo? Ugh. That is pretty much like my worst nightmare. Just sitting in a back seat with some people I don't know when we just had dinner or something like that. And I'm getting a ride with them. Like, hey, you want to stop and get some froyo before we go home? I would fucking crawl out of my skin. I would just fucking get out as the car was driving down the highway. I would just open the door and just fucking roll out. Do a tuck and roll into oncoming traffic if I had to. If I heard someone say, you want to stop and get some froyo? Whatevs. You can't say whatever. You can whatevs. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I think the fucking Yankees are going to win the AL East this year, man. With the signings they had, and they don't need A-Rod, and Jeter's last year, he's going to be good. Whatevs. You get it? Because I didn't want to say whatever. What did you save? One extra word. One extra letter you saved. Whatevs. So you should have said whatever. So instead you say whatevs to save time, but you didn't. So you're missing one letter short. Me and Don Jameson were at this place on the road. This restaurant was like 1 in the afternoon, and Don was getting a Bloody Mary. He's like, yeah, I'll take a Bloody Mary. The waiter brings it over a guy. 15 minutes later, he sees like it's almost empty, his Bloody Mary, and the waiter comes over. He's like, you want another Bloody? Ugh. Ugh. You want another Bloody? Don is so stubborn. He goes, he came back like three different times and said it. He goes, you know what? He goes, just because he was calling it that, I couldn't order another one. So like 15 minutes later, he's like, you ready for another Bloody? Like, and he was all excited. We wouldn't even look at him because I didn't even know. When he first said it, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And then Don told me, he goes, did you hear what he just said? I go, yeah, what did he say about what was that? He goes, he called it a Bloody. I'm like, ugh. And then he came back 10 minutes later, you ready for another Bloody? We wouldn't even look him in the eye. That's how fucking cringeworthy that was. You ready? You want another Bloody? Brekkie instead of breakfast. I looked this one up because I was like, this is fucking, there's no way anybody could say this. And I guess this is an Australian slang word. People in Australia use this. Look, I know I got a lot of podcast listeners in Australia. I love your country. I've never been there before. That's the one place I'm dying to go to, and I will one day. 2 of my favorite bands are from there, AC/DC, Rose Tattoo. Love the music scene, the country, and everyone that's been there say it's beautiful, the weather, the fucking chicks. People actually like Americans over there for once. One country that actually likes us. Chicks are hot. Everybody fucking drinks, has a good time. Can't wait to go over there. I like the country because there's still like a rough around the edges kind of feel to guys over there. Like there's still some manly men. It's still accepted that you're a little rough around the edges. You go to fucking drink and you fight and you fucking play rugby and soccer. And you're fucking just men over there. There's still some men. Not here in America. 95% fucking pussies. Over there, we still got some men. I like that. I'm attracted to that fucking, yeah, he's allowed to be a guy. But I just can't picture a bunch of fucking Australian manly men sitting in a pub at like 2 in the afternoon, fucking pounding beers, watching a soccer game. And one of the guys like, hey man, I'm going to order some food for the table. You guys want to get some food? Check out the menu. And then one of the guy goes, nah, I'm good. I had a big brekkie this morning. I would hope that every other guy at that table takes his fucking beer mug, his big, heavy, thick beer mug that he's drinking draft beer out of, because he's a fucking guy, and just smashes it right in his fucking face. For saying, no, that's okay. I had a big brekkie this morning. Did you have a... You want to go for some brekkie? Ugh. Ugh. Please tell me Australia. Please tell me you guys don't use that. I love everything about that country. I'm even fascinated by kangaroos and the little one and the kid in the pouch. I want to see that. I want to see him fucking go fly. I've seen him in zoos here. But fucking brekkie, I'm not coming to your country. Not that you'd need me there. If I hear that you guys fucking say that all the time, I hope it's just some fucking corny fucking dork thing. And not everybody uses the word, yeah, I gotta go for a little brekkie. I had a late brekkie, so maybe I'll skip lunch. Ooh, that fucking hurts. That one really, really fucking hurts and disgusts me. I think that could be the worst one. Out of the awful slang words, part 3. When we get to the end, I'll figure it out. But right now, Brecky is fucking way in the league. Way in the lead. It's not even close. Brecky is fucking running away with the division right now. Brecky's fucking running away so much that they're actually resting starters. They're just fucking throwing a second team in there because they know they got it locked up. But we'll see if there's a fucking miraculous comeback. But right now, fucking Brecky. I don't even know what's it. Froyo and fucking Bloody. You want another Bloody is a distant second. They fucking disgust me too. But Brecky is worse. That's the fucking worst thing I've ever heard. I'm sick of this fucking beast mode bullshit. Another fucking ESPN name that they made up. So now everybody walks out of beast mode. Marshawn Lynch, he just ran 70 yards. Look at this. He knocked 6 guys down running on a fucking handoff. Look, he's in beast mode. Look at this beast mode. I mean, nobody could stop you. You're so fucking, you're just in a zone. You're in the beast mode. Ugh. Fucking, I hate ESPN. I'm sick of it. Seriously, I don't know if I said this before. I barely watch ESPN. I can't even stomach it. I watch Mike and Mike in the morning. The TV show, those guys are awesome. I like watching that. But as far as highlights, I can't sit through it. Unless there's some football highlights of Chris Berman and whatever his name is. Tom Jackson, they do the football fucking blitz thing. Or Baseball Tonight or something like that. I'll watch that. It's focused on that. But just to watch an ESPN Sports Center show, I'm not a college basketball or football fan. I'm not a big hockey fan. I don't follow that either, really. Golf, forget it. I got fucking shit going on in my life. I could care less about golf. I'm really only a pro football and a pro baseball fan. That's pretty much all I follow. So I don't need ESPN anymore. I go to MLB channel, all fucking baseball, and I got the NFL network when I need football. That's it. I can't fucking sit through those fucking corny jokes and them trying to come up with different catchphrases and this fucking beast mode. Every time you put on sports, I have to watch it when I'm in a fucking hotel because they don't have the NFL network or the MLB channel. So if I'm in a hotel and I want to see some scores or get some updates, I got to put that on in the background. I got to hear this fucking garbage. Yeah, look at him. Look at LeBron. He's in beast mode. Look at that dunk. You're not in beast mode. Stop. That's fucking another bragging fucking T-shirt. I see people walking around with beast mode T-shirts, and you're not. Dude, you're just walking through a Home Depot, picking up a couple of fucking 2x4s. You're a fucking schlub. I look what's in your cart. You got fucking light bulbs, a mop. You're loading two 2x4s on, a shovel, and a fucking plant. And a bag of topsoil. There's nothing beast mode about you. Nothing. You're not knocking people over, getting into 2x4s. You're not fucking, aisles aren't falling down because you're out of control. None of that shit's going on. Nothing to do with beast mode. Just another fucking asshole trying to brag. Look at me. I got beast mode shirt on. That means I'm fucking, you better watch out. My wife took my son to the gym. He's 3.5 the other day, and I guess they gave him a shirt. A little kid's beast mode shirt. You know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to throw it in the fire tonight. I'm putting it in the fireplace. My son is not wearing a beast mode shirt. He's fucking 3.5. He's not in beast mode. He plays with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle dolls. He watches Fresh Beat Band on the Nickelodeon channel with a bunch of fucking goofy people dancing around and doing silly shit and wearing bright colors. He looks at superhero books. He has fucking Spider-Man, Batman, and Iron Man action figures, and he plays with them. He throws them up in the air, and they land, and he's like, rah, rah, rah. He's not in beast mode. He's a little kid. He likes ice cream and whipped cream. That has nothing to do with beast mode. He's like, Dad, can I have some juice? Dad, can I have a little bottle before I go take a nap? Where's my blankie? Anyone that's saying, where's my blankie, is never in beast mode. Nothing to do with my son. I'm just saying, don't make a fucking shirt for a little kid that says beast mode. He never is. He's not. I see him every morning. I see him all day. I don't just see him fucking doing 90 push-ups in the kitchen. I don't see him fucking running a mile in under 6 minutes. He's not squatting 380. No reason for a fucking 3.5-year-old to wear a shirt. I'm in beast mode. Fucking ESPN again. That garbage. Make sure you give me the deets. You imagine that? You send a text to your buddy. Dude, we're going to go to the fucking, I don't know. We're going to go to a bar and watch the fucking UFC fight, man. They're broadcasting it. It's this new place that opened. You should come down, man. We got a bunch of us going. And then you get a text back from your friend. All right, sounds good, man. Just give me the deets. No, there's nothing wrong with your audio. It just took me that much time to recover by actually saying that. Yeah, just give me the deets. You can't say details, huh? You can't say info. Info's fucking, that's 4 letters. Why don't you use that? Deets is 6. Details is 7. You're saving 1 letter by going, give me the deets. Who the fuck says that? Who? Just make sure you give me the deets, okay? Give me the deets on the Froyo place. I don't know where it is. Can you give me the deets? I shouldn't have some Froyo. I just had a big brekkie. It's ridiculous how much brekkie I had. My stomach is Ms. OMG. Ugh. Ugh. Oh. Seriously, I feel like fucking there's like fucking maggots crawling on my skin right now. That's how much this shit fucking bothers me. I can't find the guy's email, but he sent me an email, and he was saying how him and his wife listen to my podcast in bed in the morning, which is fucking funny enough. And she goes, she uses all these fucking goofy slang, short words for whatever. And he's like, the other day she said, are you going to put on your jams, pajamas? She calls pajamas jams, and slippers slips, and commerce. So he goes, the other morning, she said, just to annoy me, because she knows how much I hate it, are you going to put on your jams and slips at the next commerce? That's a woman that really knows how to get under a guy's skin. I think she was, I'm almost positive that she was joking just to annoy him, but that's pretty fucking funny. But there are people that actually say that. Are you going to put on your jams and slips at the next commerce? Oh. Oof. I had to throw it out. That actually fucking made me laugh, but I'm pretty sure that she just did it to fucking annoy him. And if she did, good for her. These slang words, everything is just so exaggerated. Like they just can't go with the regular word. They have to make it more. You just fucking say the word, the real word. You don't have to fucking go an extra mile. When people go, amazeballs. Like, that's so amazing that they say it's amazeball. Like, it just wasn't amazing enough, whatever the experience was. Amazeballs. Just had just came back from the fucking Super Bowl game. Amazeballs. And there's another one, awesome sauce. Like if something's awesome, but it's so awesome that it's better than awesome, people go, awesome sauce. What the fuck is that? Awesome sauce. Amazeballs and awesome sauce? And redonkulous, something that's so ridiculous that they say redonkulous because it's beyond ridiculous. It's not, okay? Just saw you too. Amazeballs. No, it wasn't. It was a great show. It was an amazing show, but it wasn't Amazeballs. It wasn't just, yeah, I was at that show too. Awesome sauce. Yeah, that show was redonkulous. Just say it was amazing. Just say it was awesome. And just say it was ridiculous. Okay? There's no other word. It doesn't mean more. It really does. I hate those fucking athletes where, yeah, I gave 110%. No, you didn't. It can only go up to 100, you fuck. There's no such thing as 120%, 150. I give 100. No, he gives 110%. No, he doesn't. The most he can give is 100%. He can get, hey, he gives, yeah, I gave 80%. That makes sense, 100%. Okay, but there's nothing over 100. Stop saying that. I'll tell you, every time he's on the field, he gets 110%. Really? I thought 100 was, there was no bigger number than 100. How the fuck is he doing 110%? He's giving 110% today on the field. Amazeballs. Redonkulous. Awesome sauce. Fuck you. All of you. Awesome sauce. Ugh. There's another one someone sent over to me, and I've never heard this, and thank God I haven't. There's a phrase called throwing shade. It basically means instead of you dissing somebody, you were throwing shade at them. Like, let's just say, yeah, I was out in the club last night, and this guy was fucking dissing me because of my sneakers. He was making fun of me. So, yeah, I was out in the club, and this guy was throwing shade at me. Throwing shade? Yeah, this guy was making fun of me, man. So, I fucking, I threw him up against the wall. Yeah, he was throwing shade at me, so I just got mad. So I fucking grabbed him by the neck. No, you didn't. Anyone that says fucking throwing shade is not fucking, doesn't have the balls or is strong enough to fucking grab somebody by the neck. Fuck, I was throwing shade at me, so I got mad because he was throwing shade. If I ever used that fucking phrase, I could just imagine calling up my friend Jim Norton. I go, hey, Jim, man, I did this comedy show last night. This heckler was fucking yelling shit at me, man. Making fun of me and shit like that. But, man, fucking the rest of the show, I was throwing shade at him. Shut him right up. You know what would happen? I'd hear a ringtone. I'd hear like a little click and a ringtone. I'd go, hello? Jim? Jim? Yo? Jim, you there? Norton? Hello? Jim, can you hear me? Shit. I fucking lost him. Hello, Jim. I'm still here if you can hear me. I can't hear anything. Should I call you on your house number? Your home number? I think you still have it, right? Hello, can you... Jim? And then I would send him a text, because I would think about, all right, maybe the fucking guy's somewhere, he doesn't get service. Maybe he's got to go on the air, on the radio, or whatever, right? So he can't talk, so he had to cut it short. Send him a text. Hey, Jim, I was just... we got cut off. I just want to let you... You know, it's just... I don't know what happened, but, you know... call me later. I want to finish the story. And then I never hear from him again. Or he'd go, dude, don't ever call me again. I heard what you said. I heard the word you used. We're not friends anymore. And you know what? I'd accept it. I would. I've known the guy a long time. He's a good friend. I live with him. He was my roommate. But if he didn't want to talk to me anymore because I said I was throwing shade at a heckler, I would understand. People would come up to you, hey, man, how come you don't hang out with Jim Norton anymore? I wouldn't badmouth the guy. I wouldn't fucking write on Facebook, I lost a friend today because this is ridiculous. This is redonkulous. Why is he doing this to me? I just said a word he didn't like. He doesn't talk to me anymore. I would understand it. I would tell people at a party, well, I fucking called them up. I was trying to be fucking cool and hip, because I heard my 18-year-old nephew use the word. So I was telling this story. This heckler was heckling me, and I said I was throwing shade back at him, and he hasn't talked to me since. I would explain. And people are like, so what? I go, he didn't like that. He didn't like. Yeah, all right, but so he hasn't talked to you in 2 years? Yeah, that's kind of fucking weird, isn't it? I mean, is that really that big of a deal? I'm like, yeah, you know what? I didn't think about it when I said it to him. It is a big a deal. It is. I totally get. That's worse than fucking his girlfriend by me going, hey, Jim, I was throwing shade at this guy. He'd fucking talk to me quicker if I fucked his girlfriend than me using that phrase. Even if he didn't show up at my funeral, I would understand. People like, he fucking didn't even go to the guy's funeral. All because he said he was throwing shade at a guy. I would understand. I mean, I'd be fucking dead. I'd probably put that in my will. If Jim Norton doesn't show up at my funeral, don't be mad at him. Don't hold it against him. I understand where he's coming from. It's okay. I fucked up. I fucked up in our relationship by trying to act like an 18-year-old. And saying I was throwing shade at him. Man crush fucking drives me nuts. I hate when people say, who's your man crush? He's got a man crush on this guy. Enough. People say that to me. I'm a big Dolphin fan. Man, you got a man crush on Dan Marino because I always defend him. You got a man crush on Dan Marino? No, I don't. I'm not attracted to him, and I don't want to fuck him. So I don't have a man crush on him. When you have a crush on somebody, that means you think they're attractive and you want to fuck them. Everybody knows what a crush is. When you're in high school, oh man, I got a crush on that chick. Oh, I had a crush on her forever. You meet the chick fucking 20 years later, 10 years later out in the club. Oh, man, I had the biggest crush on you in high school. What do you think that means? That means you wanted to fuck her. That means you thought she was hot. A crush doesn't mean friends. The crush doesn't mean you just want to hang out and be buddies. That means there's a sexual attraction there. And I don't have a man crush on Dan Marino because I don't think he's good looking. I don't look at him that way, and I don't want to fuck him. And I'm not going to say, I have no problem with people that do that. That's just not me. That's just not my thing. I'm not saying that afterward. I'm not saying a disclaimer. Take it any way you want it. I have no problem with gay people, even though this is not a disclaimer. Get married, do whatever you got to do, get your rights, get your fucking health insurance, be miserable, be married like the rest of us, whatever you want to do. Got no problem whatsoever. But I'm not saying after that, but, that there's nothing wrong with that. But that's just not my thing. I'm sick of fucking people saying that. Everybody's got to put, but, it's just, I don't, ugh. I don't have to put a disclaimer on that I don't want to fuck Dan Marino. I don't think he's good looking. I don't need to do that. I don't give a fuck. If you take it the wrong way, that's your problem. That's your agenda. That's your issue, not mine. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I don't have a man crush on anybody. Stop with that. Chicks are always doing that. Yeah, my husband, he's got a man crush on RG3. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. The reason he spends a lot of time talking about him and looking at highlights of him on ESPN or wherever is because he doesn't want to talk to you. He's sick of you. That's why. It fills the space. That's the only, he really doesn't have a man crush on him. He doesn't want to fuck a black guy with dreads, with a bad knee. He doesn't. It's just less time he has to talk to you. I'm telling you, I think he likes RG3 more than me. Really? Is that what you think? He's got a man crush. Every time he comes on the TV, he tells me, shh, let me hear what he says. Yeah. Because he's tired of your fucking drivel. That's why. It's the one time he's like, oh, cool, I could shut her up. She could just stop for a second. Because she knows or she thinks I have a man crush on RG3. This is the perfect time to fucking shut her up. Maybe she'll forget her dumb story by the time the highlights are over so we could start from scratch. He really doesn't have a man crush on RG3. I hate to break it to you. It's really just because of your babbling. When he walks in the door and you're like, yeah, remember Rosie? Remember that girl Rosie? Huh? Remember Rosie? Remember that party we were at a few weeks ago with the neighbors? Remember that girl Rosie? I don't know. Yeah, whatever. What about her? No, but remember the girl that I was talking to, and then her husband came over. He was the one in the button down, and he was like, he came over and he's like, yeah, I used to live in Florida, and you were like, oh, really? I used to live there too. Remember that? Oh, I don't know. You don't remember Rose? Remember the girl? She said she went to high school with my cousin. And she couldn't believe that I knew her, and I text, I don't, maybe, I don't, who gives a, what? No, but you remember I texted her right there, and you're like, wow, that was pretty cool. On the way home, you're like, wow, that was pretty weird that they knew each other. Probably, well, what are we getting at here? You don't remember, it was 3 weeks ago. Okay, what? What about Rosie? Tell me what the fuck is... Did she get killed by a fucking terrorist? What happened? Did she just shoot up a school? Why? Why do I have to remember who this fucking person is? What's the next part of this story? Well, I heard her and her husband, the guy in the button down, you met, whatever, they're having problems. What? Yeah, we became Facebook friends that night afterwards, She's like, are you on Facebook? So I friended her, and I remember when I friended her, I saw that, it said married, her status, her relationship status, and today I was looking at a page, and it says it's complicated, so I think they're having problems. And then my friend that kind of knows them thinks that the husband's staying in his buddy's basement, that he's not sleeping there. Okay. Yeah. So, no, I just wanted to let you know that. So why did we spend fucking 8 minutes on you telling me you remember Rosie? That had nothing to do with the story. It was just a couple that's having problems. A lot of couples have problems. A lot of couples, guy might go to his fucking friend's house for a few days to cool down. We're having problems right now. Just that we spent 8 minutes on a fucking girl that I met for 3 seconds that I could give a fuck about. That's why when RG3 comes on every 2 seconds on ESPN because they're fucking in love with him, I go, shh, shh, I want to watch this. Shh. Shh. Wait, it's not over yet. Wait. Oh, they said that there's a part 2 coming up right after this commercial. So can you hold that thought for another 2 minutes? Even though there isn't. That's why. That's why I have a fucking man crush on RG3. I might want to fuck him before I fuck you. Bad knee and all. That means RG3 probably couldn't get on all fours. Why did I have to fucking get that graphic? I'm sorry. Why am I apologizing? Gary from Florida was 100 times more graphic last week. Look at man crush. Another one. When someone writes face palm, someone sends a text trying to show my dad how to use the new iPhone 5, but he's not getting it. Face palm. You get it? That you're frustrated, so you have to put face palm. So you want, when I write that face palm, you got to picture me on the other end with my hand over my face and like rubbing it, like, oh, are you kidding me? Oh, is this gonna go on all night? Oh, I'm so frustrated. Face palm. I think that one just took over. That's in second place behind Brecky. That passed Bloody and Froyo. Facepalm. I think so. That's so fucking cringe. When I see that, when someone writes something anywhere and I see facepalm. Okay, I get it. You're frustrated. Let me just write facepalm. So, I really don't picture you with your hand over your face. I don't feel bad for you. That's part of life. Somebody doesn't get something, you're frustrated. Frustration is part of life. You really don't have to fucking hammer the point home with your little fucking face palm. Fucking dork. Ugh. These fucking New Orleans Saints football fans. Who dat? Ugh. Ugh, does that fucking stink? Who dat? D-A-T. Who dat? Every time they score a touchdown. Who dat? They got signs up in the stadium. You go on Facebook and anytime the Saints play. Who dat? Every time a good play. I'll tell you who dat is. Who that is? That's a team that can't win outside of outside their dome stadium. That's a team that fucking sucks. If they're not inside of a fucking big dome, temperature controlled, with no wind whatsoever, on a fucking fast track. That's who that is. Anytime they got to play outside, they lost to the Jets this year. Geno Smith, one of the worst quarterbacks in football. You lost to the fucking Jets in New Jersey at that stadium, which I won't call a fucking corporate name. I'm going to call it Giant Stadium. And you lost to a fucking shit Jets with like fucking 2-5, and you couldn't beat them. That's who that is. Who dat? Your team sucks on the road. That's who that is. Drew Brees is fucking 38 out of 41 for 495 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions in the fucking Superdome. Outside, his percentage of completions is 48%, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. That's who that is. Who dat? Fucking talk English. I got no problem with Drew Brees. He's very good for the league. He's a fucking great quarterback. Great guy. I like him. During the whole strike, the football strike a couple of years ago, he was trashing the commissioner, fucking making fun of him. I loved that. He was going right at him. He didn't give a shit. He's a good man. Doesn't get in trouble off the field. He's still got he's got Ash Wednesday ashes on his fucking cheek. He probably should fucking wipe that off. But other than that, I like him. Was this priest drunk when he gave Ash Wednesday ashes and put it on his fucking cheek? I know, it's a birthmark, dude. It's all right. I get it. I understand what it is. I have a feeling that it hasn't been just fucking there for all these, every time he takes his helmet off. Okay, that they're not ashes. I get it. Who dat? Speaking of sports, when people say instead of like tailgating or going to an event, let's go, you want a pregame? Oh, does that fucking bother me? Where are we going to do some, you want to do some pre-gaming? Yeah, remember we pre-game before? Ick. Another one I want to throw in there is Natty Ice. That makes my fucking skin crawl. That could be in second place. That took over Facepalm. Natty Ice is a natural ice to fucking shit beer. Yeah, we're drinking some Natty Ices, and we're pre-gaming with some Natty Ices. What the fuck is that? You know what? That could be a generation thing. When I was a fucking 17, 18, drinking shit cheap beer, we drank Old Milwaukee. We didn't call it Old Mill. You want to get some Old Mills? We said, hey, let's get a fucking case of Old Milwaukee because it was $9.99. You got 24 cans. And you brought it to a party, and nobody would drink your beer because it was the fucking shittiest beer. So you'd put it in the refrigerator. You'd drink everybody's good beers, whatever they were fucking drinking. Heineken's, fucking Bud Lights, Miller Lights, whatever. Drink all their shit because they weren't touching your beers. And then when they were out of that, then you dive into your fucking shit beers. That was the system. We had it down pat. It was fucking beautiful. All those other people, like, I'm not drinking that shit beer. Even at 17, they knew it was. But it was Old Milwaukee. We didn't call it Old Mill. Even Bush Light, you get a 30-pack for like $12.99. That was shit beer. We didn't call it, you want to get some BLs, Bush Lights? And now, you know, the natural ice must have took over or whatever. Natty Ice. I used to drink Natty Ices in college. Did you really? Yeah, we used to pregame with some Natty Ices. Ugh. Ugh. I don't mind tailgating, the word tailgating. You want to go to a concert before, you hang in the parking lot, you fucking get the grill out, you cook some meat, you drink some beers, you hang out, you crank some music. Concert or fucking, you know, a football game. You hang out in the parking lot. I don't mind tailgating. It makes sense. It's not corny. You know what I mean? It's okay. The word, I can deal with it. I use it. Hey, man, we're going to be tailgating before the Sabbath show. We're getting to the parking lot like 5 o'clock. Fucking come meet us, man. Beautiful. But, hey, you want to pregame in the parking lot? We're going to go see the Jets and the Giants. You want to pregame? We're going to start pregaming at like 11. It's Section 8D at the parking lot. Don't ever fucking put pregame in there, okay? You're not pre-gaming because that means you're fucking fat and out of shape. You haven't been to the gym in 3 years. You haven't lifted a weight in fucking 4 years. You can't do more than 10 push-ups. There's nothing about you being in a game. Don't ever mention a game in a sentence when you're outside of a sporting event. You're fucking out of shape. You run maybe fucking 15 yards and you're ready to throw up because you got no stamina. You haven't been on a treadmill in a year and a half. You don't exercise. You eat like shit. You smoke cigarettes. You eat fucking shitty processed food. You feel like crap. You're a fucking disaster. You're a mess. You're the furthest thing from an athlete. Don't ever use the word pregame when you're outside of a stadium ready to go see a sporting event. We get pregame with some natty ices. Who bought the natty ices? Ugh. Ugh. Oh, does that stink? A hot mess, a hot minute. Oh, she's a hot mess. Everybody's heard that fucking corny saying. She's a hot mess. No, she's not. She's just a fucking disaster. She's a mess. She's not a hot mess. That's another thing, just exaggerating that the girl's a fucking mess. Puking, causing a scene, whatever. They got to throw that on. She's a hot mess. Ugh. I mentioned you know what? I hate saying the word because I don't even want to be a part of it. I don't even want to be a part of that culture. That word selfie. Okay, I got it out. I'm like Fonzie. I can't say I'm wrong. Someone sent me an email on when people are drunk, they'll take a picture of themselves and they call it a drelfie. And then someone else said that people will take a picture of themselves at the gym, and instead of calling it a selfie, they call it a healthy. Are you fucking kidding me? A healthy? There's nothing healthy about you if you're doing that. If you're calling that and doing that at the gym, you might be healthy on the outside, but on the inside, you're a fucking disaster. You got a lot of fucking self-esteem issues. You got low self-esteem, so you want to brag, so people go, wow, look at him. And you got a lot of fucking, look at me, look, hey, I'm at the gym, I'm working out. You see me, I'm better than you. Look, I'm bragging, I'm working hard, I'm in beast mode. I just took a healthy. I want to fucking take a healthy shit right on your fucking face. That's what people should do. You see someone that posts that, I just posted a healthy, you get it? And they're lifting weights. And their friend took it, or they took the picture themselves, of course. And they're on, like, doing sit-ups. Healthy. Ugh. The next picture, I wish somebody would just squat over their face while they're laying down doing fucking sit-ups when they took that shot and just fucking drop a log. A fucking healthy. And maybe even it's a hungover one. You know when you're fucking drunk and the next day that shit is just fucking weird and it's just a weird one. A drelfy, healthy fucking shit right on your face. For anyone to, I just took a healthy. You see, you get it? I'm at the gym, so that means I'm healthy. You see? And it's like a play on words from selfie, but it's called healthy. You see? Because it's like, you get it? Yeah, I got it. Yup. I got it all right. That fucking hump day thing is driving me nuts. That fucking commercial, that insurance commercial. I don't even know if it's Geico because I fucking shut it off as quick as possible. When I see that commercial, I reach for the remote like there's like my mom is naked on TV and it just popped up. And that's how much I don't want to see it, so I run to get the fucking remote to shut it off. That's how I react when I see that commercial. Hump day! Ugh. With that fucking... Yeah, because, that's funny, you got the camel, he's talking, and he's in the office, the cubicles. That's fucking America in a nutshell. People laugh every fucking time. If there's an animal talking in a commercial or a little baby talking in a commercial, that gets them every time. That's funny because it's a baby. You get it. Because he's like looks like he's about a year old. He's in his crib and he says, "Hey, could you give me some peace?" You see, because it's like an adult voice coming out of a little baby. A little baby's they can barely even speak, and the baby, "Hey, could you give me a little peace?" You hear that voice? It's like an adult voice. That's funny. I like that when the baby. That's kind of funny because your baby wouldn't talk like that. His voice wouldn't be all, "Hey, could you give me every fucking time." How many times are we going to see commercials like that? And always the talking animal. Here it comes. The animal's going to talk. Look at the pig. It's going to go, "Hey, can you mind your business?" Whatever the fuck it says. And everybody fucking laughs. It's their little comfort food. That's America in a nutshell. Everybody's got to be comfortable. They want their comfort food. That's what it is. It's not food, but it's comfort food. Because they're just used to it. So every fucking couple months, "Oh, look, I don't know how to write a funny commercial. Let's just have a talking animal or a little baby with a deep voice say something." Everybody always laughs at that. Nobody's fucking sick of that. Nobody has seen that in them. At some point, doesn't anybody have to go, "All right, you know what, fucking, enough with that"? How many times are they going to go back to the same joke? Because they got nothing. So we'll just have a little baby and they'll have a deep voice. And people always laugh at that. And then they'll have the talking animals too. That's always hilarious. It's all fucking comfort food that Americans need. Think about what's going on, right? You fucking go to New York City. You're from out of town, from out of the country. You take a bus to fucking Port Authority, or you get off at Penn Station, a train. You're in New York City, #1 city in the world. And you walk outside that fucking bus terminal or Penn Station. What do you see? A fucking Applebee's, a Chevy's, an AMC movie theater, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a fucking Subway. Are you fucking kidding me? And people flock to those places because it's their little comfort food. Oh, yeah, they got a Chevy's here in Manhattan. That's great because we got the Chevy's, right in our little town, too. So, we're used to eating there. Oh, look, there's a Fridays, too. Yeah, because, might as well just eat at Fridays. We know the food's good there. No, it's not. Who the fuck thinks Fridays food is good? Fridays is fucking extremely mediocre shit. And the only time you eat there is when you have no other choice. Yeah, they want to meet us at Fridays for a couple drinks. All right. Yeah, all right. That's cool. Yeah, it's the closest. I mean, it's halfway between their house and our house. So we're just going to meet at the Fridays. All right. Yeah, all right. That's cool. That's how you react. That's how you're supposed to react when someone mentions you want to eat at Fridays. Hey, look, we're staying in a hotel, Is there anything around here? Well, there's a Fridays right in front of the hotel. Other than that, you're probably going to have to get a cab or the shuttle van, but the shuttle van doesn't run after 6 o'clock. All right, let's just, might as well just fucking eat at the Fridays. It's right here. That's how you react. But no, that's American in a nutshell. Coming out of the fucking Port Authority terminal. Oh, look. That's their little comfort food. I got my Dunkin' Donuts. I got my Subway. Eat fresh. I'm going to eat fresh at Subway. And look, we go to AMC movie theater. That's perfect. We can go see a movie that we could see in our fucking hometown. We just saved money up for a year. We just took 2 planes and a fucking train to get here. It took us fucking 17 hours of travel. The train got stuck for 2 hours on the tracks. We finally get here. We're exhausted. We're staying in a hotel. It's $450 a night, which is ridiculous. But we saved up enough money to have this trip. And then we're going to eat at some fucking shithole that we can eat in my same hometown that's a mile away from me. You know why? Because we're comfortable. No, don't find New York food. Don't find a fucking nice Italian restaurant. New York's probably going to have some pretty good fucking Italian restaurants. They're going to have some great pizza, too. Maybe you should try that. Nah, look, Chevy's. Yeah, we eat there. Oh, the Chevy, they got pretty much the same menu as our Chevy's. It's all about fucking comfort. And that's why, back to, you get the fucking hump day with a fucking camel talking and a little baby. You mind your business. That's fucking America in a nutshell. They'll always fucking laugh at that. They'll always eat that fucking garbage. And I'm fucking sick of it. And they'll always fucking abbreviate shit. Froyo. That's funny. We got a froyo in my town, too. You want a little froyo? That fucking bullshit. And your face palms and your man crushes. You're fucking throwing shade. You fucking bloodies. Who dat? I'm in beast mode. Just give me the deets. Give me the deets so I can go to the fucking Applebee's. Oh, this Applebee's is amazeballs. It's redonkulous. It's awesome sauce. Ugh. Yeah. I'm a beaten man. I've had enough. There's a bunch more I wanted to get to, but I'm fucking done. I've exhausted myself. And brekkie is the fucking worst. That's the worst one out of this awful slang words part 3. And I'm too disgusted to face palms in there, deets. I don't even know what came in second. Pre-game with Natty Ices. That's fucking right below brekkies. I had a big brekkie. Fuck you. So we'll see you next week. And next week I'll give you some more deets on Gary from Florida's ball wart. Don't worry, I'll give you the deets. And it's gonna be amaze balls. Yick. Just say the whole word, okay? It's not going to take that much longer. It really isn't. You're not in a rush. You spend fucking 2 to 3 hours a day reading dumb Facebook posts and look at it. I didn't get a message back. I didn't get a like. Nobody posted on my fucking thing. You spend hours doing that shit, just wasting time, wasting your life away in that fucking garbage, and reading everybody's obituary on Facebook because everybody's got drama and has to tell everybody, so everybody feels bad for them. You got plenty of time to read that shit all day. Then take a little extra time. Maybe stop reading as many posts and write and say the fucking word. The show I work on, That Metal Show, people always try to call it TMS, for short. So people call it, hey, who's guests on the new season of TMS? And I just play dumb. What? What is that? What do you mean? What is TMS? The show you work on. I go, I don't know. What show? What are you talking about? I don't know what TMS is. That Metal Show. Oh, That Metal Show? Yeah, this guy's going to be on. I will not answer to that. TMS. No, it's fucking That Metal Show. It takes me a half a second longer to say that. It's okay. It's all right if it took me a half a second longer. But that's where a lot of these fucking slang words come from. To abbreviate shit, that's for fucking young people. Embrace that you're getting old. You know what I mean? That it's a different generation. It's a younger generation uses that. Kids use it. They abbreviate shit. They try to be funny. They try to fit in. They want to be liked. They're insecure. They're going through a lot of changes. I get it, man. You want to fucking fit in. I did it too. When I was a kid, whatever you could do. But as you get older, don't try to feel young by using the same slang words that your kids use or you hear that young people are using. Don't do that. All right? People in their 40s shouldn't go, I took a selfie. Oh, you're going to take another selfie? Don't say that. Don't fucking say that. Welcome to the Jim Florentine Comedy Metal Midgets podcast on riotcast.com. The Gary from Florida podcast last week. Got a lot of Very good feedback. The guy is fascinating. If you didn't listen to the podcast, you might want to check it out. He's very abrasive. He's gross. He's a fucking great guy. And he's finally a guy that... If you don't even agree with his views and just the way he fucking talks about sex and everything, I get it, but at least the guy's colorful. At least he speaks his mind. Where else do you hear anyone speaking their mind? Very rarely can people speak their mind. So I think people secretly like to listen to stuff like that. Like, wow, I wish I could say those things. I wish I had the balls to. But I can't afford it. I can't afford to lose my job. I just can't be like that. But I envy that. That's great. That Johnny Manziel guy that coming out of college, a football player with Johnny Football, that fucking stinks. Never calling him that. I'm going to root against him just because. And he didn't make up that name. The press did. It's Johnny Football. Just like with Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball. And I guess Ted Williams is Teddy Baseball. That's the worst. Johnny Football. He came out and he said, hey, because he's from Texas, he said, hey, if the Houston Texans don't draft me, the number one pick this year in the draft, and I go to a division rival, you're going to regret that for a long time. That I'm going to come back twice a year and beat you. And people are like, well, that's fucking out of line. Why would he say that? That's being a dick. The guy's 20 years old, and he's speaking his mind. It's refreshing that somebody could say that, because you know he's thinking it. So you can't just say it all of a sudden. You're a dick. Well, anyway, Gary from Florida is a fucking legend. And let me give you for fucking kids. That's for 16-year-old girls. I took a selfie. I don't like it, but I get it. But when you're in the 40s, don't ever use that word. Don't fucking... I took a picture of myself last night. I sent it to my friend. That's all you got to say. Don't try to fucking... You're not young. We see the wrinkles on your face. You got fucking... You're working 2 jobs. You own a house. You got responsibilities. You got life insurance. You do grown-up things. You drink wine. You don't drink beer out of a can anymore. You don't hang out in fucking shitty, corner bars where a bunch of fucking old men just sit there and drink beer. You don't do that anymore. You go to nice restaurants. You want a nice dinner. You want all of that shit, okay? So you moved on. Your life is different now. So don't try to fucking relive those moments. If you want to go say selfie and do all that fucking shit that little kids do, then do the shit you did in the 20s. Then tell your wife, all right, you want to fucking, you're 42 and you're still, my friend sent me a selfie last night. She wants to, okay, honey, you're 42. You want to act like you're fucking 18? We're going to eat at Taco Bell tonight. We're not making a dinner. You don't have to make dinner reservations at Taco Bell. That's what we're fucking eating. We're going to go to Quiznos. You got a problem with that? Remember we did that? Remember you liked that when you were 20? Remember you you loved Taco Bell. I could eat Taco Bell fucking 5 days a week. What happened? All of a sudden you can't? You want to say selfie, you're eating at fucking Taco Bell. We're going to go through the drive-thru and we'll sit in the parking lot and we'll eat our fucking tacos. Or we'll go inside and we'll get a table and we'll eat. That's what we're doing. Don't go halfway. Just embrace it. You're getting older. It's for fucking theater on Fuse, the Fuse Network. 10:30 or 11:30 on Wednesday nights. It's on Fuse. I'll be on this episode. They just make fun of videos. It's basically like Beavis and Butthead. We just look at videos and fucking crack jokes on them. And really cool guys. Really fucking funny, man. And Greg the Hammer Valentine, for you wrestling fans, is like the sidekick on the show. So that'll be coming up. It's pretty cool. Those guys are good dudes. If you have any suggestions for podcasts, any feedback, you can email me at comedymetalmidgets@gmail.com. I try to get back to everybody. It might take a little bit, but thank you. You guys gave me great suggestions for upcoming podcasts and everything. And also, working on different things. The words you can't say anymore, you guys gave me great suggestions on that. And this podcast this week is perfect because you guys have been helping me out for the last month or so. Awful Slang Words Part 3 will be the podcast this week. I always tell you if you guys see some awful slang words out there, I will do a Part 4 eventually too because they'll just keep going on and on. Send them to comedymetalmidgets@gmail.com. If you see any awful slang words that annoy you and think that I would be aggravated by it, please send them over. Because it definitely helps. Because it's weird because I don't even live in that world. So I don't even, I'm like, people send words. I'm like, somebody fucking says that? What? And I'll ask around. And, you know, my nephew who's 18, he's like, yeah, I hear people say that. And I'm like, ugh. Maybe I live in a fucking, I don't know. Maybe I live in my own little world that I don't know. Well, first of all, I would never hang out with these people that say these fucking slang words. But I don't even know, like, where would you hear these? Like, who would? I guess I'm just not in those circles, and I'm glad. Because the thing that bothers me the most about slang words is when people abbreviate. They shorten a word. That fucking drives me nuts. I don't like abbreviations, all right? That's just so fucking lazy. That's just for lazy people. An update, it was not Ballwart. He's been taking walks lately. He's trying to lose a few pounds. And he's sweating, and it was a sweat fucking ingrown thing on his balls, basically. You're sweating too much, you're going to get some shit down there like a big zit because the friction. He lives in fucking South Florida, he's walking, so it was not Ballwart. So that is the update on Gary from Florida. No Ballwart. Upcoming comedy tour dates. Albany, New York, February 27th, the Comedy Works. Great club. I love going up there. It's a Thursday night, just doing one show, getting out of town. February 28th, a Friday night, Music Fest Cafe in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Haven't been in that area in a long time. Then the next night, March 1st, Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. It's about 30 minutes outside of Philly. That's where they filmed the original Blob movie at that theater. So I'm fucking psyched. I love that movie. Then I'm in Long Island the next weekend. March 7th, Governor's in Levittown, Long Island. March 8th, McGuire's, Bohemia, Long Island. March 13th through 16th, Side Splitters, Tampa, Florida. March 20 through 23 to Funny Bone in Hartford, Manchester, Connecticut, Hartford, whatever. Then I do these shows with Don Jameson, Eddie Trunk, that metal show. We basically go out and do some comedy, some Q&A, some trivia. We have special guests come down. We do like a live show of that metal show. April 4th in Seattle at Studio 7. April 5th, Tonic Lounge, Portland, Oregon. And we're going to Mexico. I don't know if I have any Mexican listeners that listen to my podcast in Mexico, but coming to Mexico City, doing a place called Casino Life, April 12th. Puebla, Mexico. McCarthy's, April 11th. And April 26th, The Chance in Poughkeepsie, New York, me and Don Jameson. So doing stand-up. So check those dates out. I will be on the new, this Wednesday, Insane Clown Posse does a show. Insane Clown Posse